Hello and welcome to another Raggie's Beers, Wines and Spirits review. So, tonight I'm going to try the first glass of my orange juice wine. See if it's any good. I've already, in a different review, tried the cherry and that's actually not bad. Orange juice I've done before, turned out great. We'll see how this one does, because you never know. There's always a risk of something, bacteria getting in or fucking viruses. So I'm looking at the glass, I'm thinking, what's that black stuff in the wine? Forgetting that it's actually the #1 label there. So, orange juice wine, orange in colour, as you'd expect, really, wouldn't you? And let's give it a snifter. Not the orange aroma that I had last year. It was a much more pronounced orange aroma. It actually smells very much like that grapefruit wine did. Right. There's always a moment of hesitation, because you think, hope it tastes well, hope it tastes good, hope it doesn't taste, the other. And if you've watched this and you've seen me do the prune juice wine, you'll understand why I have some trepidation about what I'm going to taste. Okay, that's not bad. I don't know what's going on with the aroma. The aroma's not what I had last year. The aroma was a lot more orangey last year. This year it's got them, like I say, notes of grapefruit in it. It don't smell as nice as it tastes. It tastes pretty decent. It smells not as good. Now, something to remember. It's only gone in the barrel about a week ago. So, like with all wines, and especially these juice wines, aging, maturity is a thing that you need to think about. It's you don't want to be necking it straight away. You want to leave it a month. I mean, by all means, if you're on a budget and you've made your wine and you want to start drinking it, then fair play. The weather's good this weekend coming up. In fact, the whole week looks good. Thank God I'm off. Although I might have to go in Wednesday for a few hours, but we'll see how that one plays. Hopefully tomorrow my man will do the job and I can chill out. But yeah, so the main thing is I haven't added stabiliser to this or finings. Stabiliser stops it fermenting, secondary fermenting, shall we say, which is what's going to happen to the cherry wine behind me, because that wine is a bit sweet. And it's going to go to the sparkly stage. So we're going to get a sparkly wine out of it. So even though it didn't on the initial fermentation ferment out all the sugars, once it's sealed up in that barrel, and hopefully it won't blow me barrel, we'll see. I have had it where it's one of the barrels has started to go wider, and if we hadn't got to the barrel and undone it, we could have had a lot of cherry beer all over the kitchen. I ramped up the sugars and it could have been very dangerous. So yeah, it's not a big thing if it doesn't. It just means you're going to have to wait a bit longer, but you're going to get a sparkly wine at the end of it, which people pay for Prosecco and that, don't they? So it's a good, in a lot of ways, it's a good thing. Depends how you like your wine. I mean, I did that elderflower wine that time, and at the start it tasted like a sherry port or a port, and at the end it was a full-on sparkly wine, and it turned out really well. I'm never going to do it again, mind you, because getting that elderflower was bloody horrible, and it's just something I don't ever want to go through again. And the horrible and the black beetle things. Oh. But fair play, the actual champagne was nice once you got rid of the additional bits. Yeah, so. So it's orange, but it's definitely got a bit of a twang to it. It's not quite as, I don't think it's as smooth as the other orange. I used different cartons of orange this time from 2 different shops. And I don't know if I mean, I'm a gardener and I don't know about all the varieties of orange. So it's like with apples. Yeah, there's apples, but there's about 50 bloody varieties of apples, and that might be just me, being guessing that wrong, because I don't really deal with fruit. Immunity horticulture is my thing, flowers, and but obviously I know all about apples and oranges and all that. But I'm not varieties. It's like with snowdrops. Going off on a bit of a tangent here. With many bulbs, there's so many varieties, and I thought there was, I don't know, say X amount. There's actually over 200 different types of snowdrops. And that's stunning, isn't it? To think that. So with oranges, there's probably 200 different varieties of oranges, and to mix 2 of them together, there may be a bit of that's why it tastes different to how it did before. Although you'd think all these supermarkets were getting their orange juice from the same distributors, wouldn't you, really? But I'm not sure how they get them. Anyway, do I care? No, I don't. It's growing on me. Taste of orange is coming through nicely. As for the alcohol content, I can't tell at the moment. It's one of them where I need to have a full glass of it, and I'm talking a pint glass, not a little wispy glasses, especially not that sort of size. We want to have a glass that size, and I get a full-on taste for it. And it might be the fact that tonight I might come down and pour myself a pint out. You can't beat having a pint of orange juice, can you? Wine. Have it on your breakfast cereals. Hey. So, back to the review. Forgetting where I am at times. And as for the apple juice wine, that little fella is still bubbling away at the back of me here. It didn't start fermenting for quite a while. And it looks like it's getting there, because the colour now, when I first put it in, because of the orange juice yeast at the bottom, it went all orange. Now it's going to much more like an apple wine should look. So I'm interested to see how that pans out. Total new experiment for me. I hope it's not nasty. I suppose one will find out in due course. And then this week, I should have, come Thursday or Friday, I should have 2 more kits arriving, so that'll be good news. A white wine kit and a rosé kit. So really ramping up the production in my little mini brewery, as it were. And see where all that goes. I'm collecting bottles like one at the moment, so I can bottle all the wine up when it comes to it. And we'll see how long this lasts for. Luckily today, it's a lot less deaths today, which is a horrible thing to say, but let's hopefully we're going levelling off and going back down the ways. Are we that lucky in Britain? I don't think so, somehow. I don't think the British people, a lot of them, have took as much notice as they need to take. I mean, when you see the amounts dying, you think to yourself, come on, you've got to abide by the rules. And then you look out and there's so many idiots about. But then there's always idiots, isn't there? So, aroma-wise, it smells a bit like that grapefruit. I don't know why you get grapefruit aroma in an orange. And believe me, all these things that I sterilise, I'm not like my glasses where I'll drink out of a glass I've used once or twice. I don't do that with sterilising. I sterilise and sterilise, wash out, so there's no chance of that occurring. So I don't know if it's, like I've said, an off flavour that's come in. But that's on the aroma. On the taste, totally different. The taste is really nice. There's definitely a battle of the oranges going off in there somewhere. But on the whole, tastes okay. Strength, not sure at this moment in time. Maybe it's early days. Maybe it's got to let the secondary fermentation kick in, let it settle in the barrel, and then I'll get a proper good reading. I can taste the alcohol, don't get me wrong. And the way it was fermenting, it should be up at the 12-13%, easy. But it depends on how much sugars were left in. Obviously, it doesn't always ferment out. Depends on how long you leave it and all that. There's a lot of factors in play. But at the end of the day, it's worked. Especially on warmer days like this. And therefore this beer room will warm up and that will finish off quite quickly then. I mean, I did some brews before when it got to come into here, it was over 100 degrees in here, and they had splats all over my ceiling where the beer had bubbled up that quickly, and in 2 days it had gone from being to setting it off to fermented in 2 days, just because of the heat. The heat just really got it going, and it made some nice beer as well, proper decent stuff. What was it? Evil Dog. Oh, Bulldog's Evil Dog, lovely. Anyway, I'm still not mad keen on that aroma. It's definitely got more twang to it this time than my last orange juice wine. So, bit of a funny aroma. Tastes really good. There's a battle going off there. Not as smooth as last year's. I think that's because I've used different brands of orange juice instead of sticking to just one. So that's a thing to factor in. And maybe some orange juice is a bit cheaper and contains a bit more different stuff. I don't know. Not sure on that one. But anyway, it tastes okay. Out of 5, I'm going to give it about a 4.0. It's really good, but the aromas put me off just a little bit. But it might settle down anyway. Right. That's all from me. Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Cheers.